So when you think about scaling, you're an academic as well, so I'm sure you've done this, but how would you define scaling?
Yeah, we have words like creativity, critical thinking, and scaling that when you ask the random person on the street or ask a VC person or ask a college kid, whatever, what is the meaning of this word? Ask 30 people, you'll get roughly 25 different definitions of each of those. And it's sort of, you know it when you see it. Now, for me, the way I think about scaling, what was really driven by the roots of why I became scientifically interested in scaling, which was I started a pre-K program with Roland Fryer and Steve Levitt in a little city here in Chicago called Chicago Heights. And we built that thing from soup to nuts. It started in 2008.
So this is schooling for young children?
This is 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. So I started a preschool for 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. And every day I had my boots on the ground, getting licenses, hiring teachers, getting janitors, getting buses, etc. So we create this program, and 4 or 5 years later, we start getting great results. We find that we are moving our kids tremendously over a 6 to 12 month period, both cognitively, using cognitive standardized test scores, and non-cognitively or executive function skills. So I then start to talk to policymakers because I not only wanted to help Chicago Heights kids, I wanted to test economic theory, and this is called the education production function for 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. I wanted to figure out what works and why. And then I wanted every child in the world to receive my curriculum that I developed. And I was met with a slap in the face. And that slap in the face came in the form of, Professor List, as policymakers, we see this all the time. You have these great results, and then when we scale it from Chicago Heights to all of Illinois or all of the Midwest or all of the United States. You know what happens? We only get a fraction of the impact that you promised we would get. So to me, now, scaling has 2 dimensions. One dimension is I try it in Chicago. Does it also work in Denver? Does it work in Washington, D.C.? Does it work in New York? Does it work in London? That's what I call horizontal scaling. The other aspect of scaling is what I call vertical scaling. And what that means is I have a pre-K or a school for 3, 4, and 5-year-olds in Chicago. I had to hire 30 teachers. Let's say now I want to populate all of Chicago with hundreds of preschools. So now I'm going to have to hire 30,000 good teachers. This is vertical scaling because I'm hiring teachers from the same input market, from the same labor pool. And that is an altogether different type of question, vertical scaling versus horizontal. They're both important, and they both have a seat at the table when it comes to scaling. But that's the way I think about scaling.